What can people who are going to be attending that show on March 18th at the Blaisdell Concert Hall expect, Sylvia?
Well, I give over an hour lecture, and then I do a meditation. And then I answer, maybe I can get to 200 or 300 people that line up, and ask questions.
Brief readings of some kind?
You get up and say, Sylvia, how's my career, or whatever, I take it from their ticket. They have double tickets, so they put it in a jar and then I pull the tickets out.
Oh, I get it, like raffle style, like a
Exactly.
A number. Okay, so that's how people are selected. That was another one of my questions. And you'll do and how long is the whole program, Sylvia, from the moment it starts till it ends, approximately?
2 hours, and then I do a book signing, but I never get up and leave. I'll stay until the last person is there.
Okay, so you sort of warm it up by talking a little bit yourself.
A lecture for an hour, straight lecture. I don't do any of that stuff. Does anybody have a red truck in here? That's just crazy.
So you'll lecture about?
I lecture about how you can be morally and mentally healthy. And this is not a nutritional thing. They used to say, tell me what you eat and I'll tell you what you are. I say, tell me what you think and I'll tell you what you are.
Okay, that makes sense. About that long, then you do the
meditation, and then I do the individual. And I leave about an hour, because in an hour when people are asking, because, usually people have one specific thing they're worried about. Whether it's their health. I tell them, don't lead me, just give me a category, health or your finances or work or whatever. And then I go from there.
When you face somebody who has an open mind but feels skeptical or some sort of doubt, what's the first thing you would do to try to convince them of your skill or ability?
Well, I wouldn't infringe on them in the first place. They'd have to ask me something before I would I've been on the elevator with people, and knew that somebody standing to the right of me had an ulcer, but you don't tap them on the shoulder and say, listen, you better see about your ulcer.
Do you have a rate that you think in terms of accuracy that you put out there, in terms of how often you think you've been accurate or right?
85%, because we run whenever I do a reading for people, I send a validity paper with it, and then they run it through the computer.
To prepare for this interview, I was taking a look at some different stuff online, and one of the places was the Skeptical Inquirer, and they have a study, and it is about accuracy for predictions, and they basically say that they looked at 115 cases of missing people or murders that you had commented on in some way, and Skeptical Inquirer reports that you're not correct on these, and they say none of these cases yielded anything.
And I've talked to police officers, and none of them have ever commented. They said they never even contacted them, so that's nothing but a lie.
You're saying that their study does not have legitimacy?
No, it doesn't have any. And not only that, but they're all atheists, which doesn't throw me to pieces anyway. I've told the police that I will not work with them if they ever give me any accolades on that, because, look, I have a family and I have grandchildren. I don't want to, because I just busted up a big drug ring. Do you want it to put in the paper, Sylvia Browne busted up this drug ring and da-da-da-da-da, I won't tell you where it was. I don't want that.
Why do you think there's so much resistance from people who would say that it's someone being opportunist or taking advantage of people who are looking for something?
Well, I think they're right to their own opinion, but I don't think every doctor is 100% either. Where are you going to find somebody that somebody doesn't say something about?
And if you know that somebody's in harm, would you...
I tell them.
You would tell them you wouldn't hold the information out and ask for money?
I would not. If you'd ever seen me on Montel, I told that one girl not to get in the red Thunderbird, and she called me back a week later. She said, and it was in an accident and I would have been killed. So, you see, I don't think it's psychic. It's just a harbinger of doom. We also are people who are supposed to protect you.
Why, though, did Craig and Pam Akers say on TV that you claim to have more information, but you wouldn't give it to them without them paying in some way?
I never said that in my whole life. You can call any police department. I do all of that pro bono.
So if you knew something bad was going to happen, you would make sure someone knew?
Yeah, if I saw you walking across the street and getting hit by a truck today, I'd say, please don't walk across that street.